Meet Codename Goose, your on-machine open-source AI agent, built to automate your tasks. Codename Goose is an intelligent and autonomous agent capable of handling complex tasks thanks to its core features. Connect with apps and tools you already use with extensions. Built on the Model Context Protocol, you can connect to extensions like GitHub, integrate JetBrains IDEs, access Google Drive, or build your own custom integrations for Goose. For a curated list of extensions, visit our docs. With a wide range of compatible large language model providers, you can choose and integrate your preferred model. You can also run Goose as a desktop app or through the command line interface using the same configurations across both. You can think of Goose as an assistant, ready to take your instructions and do the work for you. Able to handle a wide range of tasks across various engineering domains. Here are examples of tasks Goose has helped people with already. Goose has helped dive into a new project in an unfamiliar coding language, conduct code migrations such as Ember to React or Ruby to Kotlin, increase code coverage, and even generate unit tests for a feature, and much more. To get started using Goose right away, check out our quick start and be the first to know about upcoming features by joining our community.
Hey y'all, how you doing? We're doing a bit of
What's
a
up?
ad hoc. Yeah, hey, what's up? Hey Ian, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. We're gonna do a little bit of an ad hoc live stream. We're kind of gonna experiment with adding Goose in a browser. As people know, Goose is a local application, so you gotta like download it or use it in your terminal. But what would be nice is if people can experiment with Goose in their browser. I actually just did a recording that I'm gonna edit with DevRel from Docker, and he actually had like the terminal running in his browser. But ideally, what we actually want, and I'm going to share my screen really quick, um, is something more like this, right? So we already have Goose Web, which is something you can run on the command line, and you can like chat with Goose through that. And Ebony did an amazing job at like setting up this kind of like Goose Lab experience so people can get like a one-stop try, or I don't know if that's what you would call it, and then their app would get previewed here. We kind of want to have this running where people can like go to a site and try it out rather than having to like run the command Goose Web. Because to do this, what's happening is I actually have like a whole bunch of like scripts running to get this up and running. So we're going to use like Ian's mind and knowledge around Docker, because my knowledge around it is kind of like on the smaller side. But we're going to use his knowledge there so that we can be able to just tinker around with it. We don't know if we'll fully get the solution at the end of this, but we're going to do this for like 45 minutes.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, we know the CLI uses Goose Web Max. We want it to like someone goes to a site and then they can like just pull it up pretty easily. Yeah, so we're just gonna try that out and like have it in a container. So we know it does that. We know it does that. Like we're beyond you. Do you know we had this? You did it. All right, go ahead, Ian. I'll
I
stop
don't.
sharing.
It's all good. It's all good. All right. Well, let's get my screen. All right, there we go. Thanks. Hi, Max. Good to see you and chat too. We had Max on the live stream and showing us perception that Rizel has had running on her system for a little while and having some
I
some good
stopped.
success and interesting things with with perception. Yeah, so let's dive in. So we're gonna kind of vibe code this a little bit. So we're gonna start by just saying like, make me a generic Docker file for a Linux system that installs Goose CLI. And when we run Goose Web, Rizel, do you happen to know off the top of your head what port number that uses?
Yeah. Hold on. Well, not off the top of my head, but I think we're using 8080.
8080. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to start just by having Goose make us that Docker container. And then I've got like a kind of a secondary check that we can do to make sure that that we have Goose set up properly. And then one thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get a configuration for a working LLM into the Docker container so that Goose can actually run in Docker, because it'll need access to like the LLM and things like that. So cool. So it made us a Docker file. It's given us instructions on how to run it and things like that. I need to go run Docker desktop here. So let me get that running. And then we can actually get this container running and testing and things like that. And then I'll have it like pull up in my browser and make sure that that stuff's going to work. So we get signed in and authenticated and so on. That's up and running. Okay, so we got that. So Rizel and I have a shared repo. And so what I'm thinking is maybe Rizel, you can work on the front end a little bit of like what we want the sort of web page to kind of look like. Unless you just want to use the layout that you've already got from that
Yeah, I
lab.
was just going to use that.
Use that? Okay. Do you want to
Yeah.
copy that into that shared repo that we have, and then just let me know and I'll pull that work in here.
Okay.
Let's make a branch, just call the branch Rizel or something, and I'll just pull your branch into my main periodically or whatever.
Okay.
And then I'll work
Also,
on the Docker side and we'll get the config going. Go ahead.
cool. Also, Max had an interesting comment. I don't understand it because I don't know Docker that much, but he said just make the Docker file, install Goose for Linux, then start Goose D. I don't know. Do it your way, but I don't know if that adds any helpful notes for you. I'm gonna go ahead and do the part that you just told me to do in the
Or
meantime.
I guess question back to Max, will Goose D let us run Goose Web? Because I was just going to have it run Goose Web as a Docker command. Make the Docker file, install Goose. Yeah, that's what we've done. Good to see you. What's up, Ace? Good to see you too. We got Angie in chat. Got the whole gang here. What's up, everybody?
Thanks, guys, for the support.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So one thing we really need to fix about Goose is every time I like Alt Tab around or whatever, it seems to want to reset the font size in Goose. So sorry, I'll keep zooming in as we go. Goose D is the web server. It works over HTTP. So okay, all right, we'll have it run that then as our command. Cool. So it built that out. So let's go see what it actually made for us. So if we go look at the Docker containers, pulling in Ubuntu, sure. It's got all these other things. I don't know if we need all the dependencies, but maybe we do. Oh, it's actually going to make a Goose user. Okay. We don't really need a Python virtual environment for all this stuff, though, do we? Okay, Goose user, Goose env, Goose CLI. Yeah, this is way more complicated than I think we need. So let's start by trimming out most of this stuff. I don't think we're going to need most of this. I do want to use the Ubuntu environment. But the main thing that we're going to need to do here is let me just pull in Goose. So here's our command line to actually install Goose. Oh, looks like it is going to pull in build essential and so on. And then do some cleanup after that. That's the dependencies for Goose. And then here's how to actually install Goose, it looks like. So here's our curl command to pull down Goose CLI. And then we have to add it to the path if we want to actually run Goose as a Docker thing, but I don't know whether we're actually going to need that or not. But then we do need to make the configuration and copy over a config. And so I'll make a config YAML, and I'm just going to use my Gemini key. We'll just pass it in. I did that in a video this week that you can go check out. I'm just going to use my local Gemini key to pass into this. We're just building this as a proof of concept right now. And then if this works, we'd love for this to be part of the actual like Goose website where people can come and learn about Goose, but then they can also try it out a little bit in the browser while they're there. And so we can figure out kind of the company rules and policies around that kind of as we go, but we'll get started on this at least.
Wait, two things. Sorry to interrupt
Yeah.
you. First
No
off,
worries.
I don't have write access to the repo. I was
So
trying
I
to
added you as a collaborator. You need to accept that invite.
No, I did.
You did?
Yeah, I accepted it. I believe that. Let me try again. Let me just double check. The other thing was that Max said he might want to join the stream after he eats lunch. So just giving you a heads up. Okay,
Sure.
you can keep going.
Yeah,
but
sounds good.
I did add it. I see myself as a collaborator, but I don't have write access, so I can't push. And then I tried to fork it, but I can't fork it because there's no content in the repo.
Oh, weird. Okay. Well, let's all right, let me just create just a quick hello world. We'll call this readme. Let me commit that. Commit. Okay, so you've got a file in there now for a readme file. You go and just double check the settings on it. Collaborators. It's making me log in again. Yep, I do see you in there as a collaborator, so you should have access. So maybe once you download that file,
Okay.
it'll give you that right access.
Okay, cool.
I always thought you could start with an empty repo and go from there, but I guess not.
Only because I probably have like collaborator read access or something. So then I don't know if you could, do you want to see what I'm talking about, or it doesn't really matter?
No, you can show me if you want. My understanding is once you add a collaborator, they would have write access to it as well.
Okay. Oh, well, now that you added the file, okay. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You added the file so I could fork it. But before fork was like grayed out, and there are like different levels of collaborator. But you keep going.
Gotcha. Well, you're also the GitHub expert, so you might know better on that than me. But okay, so we'll make that config setup over here, and then we'll need to expose that port number. So we're just going to do like expose 8080, and then we'll have to tell it that the command that we want to run here is going to be just goosed. I don't think we're going to need any other instructions on that. So it should be able to run goosed if that's part of the CLI. So we'll give this a shot. I'll need to go do the docker build command. So let me go find my terminal. Oops. And we'll just call this like Goose Web. All right, so let's see. All right, so we got an error here. Oh yeah, because we don't have that config file yet. So let me just go touch config.yaml. Go run our command here again. All right, so that's going to take a minute to go pull down all of those things. So let's talk about what we need in that config file. We basically need to set up like the model and the provider that we're going to use. And so I'm just going to paste this in. So I'm just going to tell it that we want to use Gemini Flashlight for now. And then we'll keep the developer thing on here, because if we want people to be able to use this in a browser, they might say like, go create an app, and it's going to need access to read and write files. So yeah, we'll give this a shot and we'll see. And then the other thing that Rizel and I were talking about is we're probably going to need to set up a Goose hints file to kind of make sure that Goose is going to behave well, even though this is going to be confined to a Docker container. We probably want to do things like don't download more than like, you know, a couple of dependencies or whatever, or like limit the dependency downloads to like a certain amount of disk space or something like that, just so our Docker container doesn't blow up in size. CLI install doesn't pull goosed. Okay, so so let's see, Max, if you happen to know, like, what do we need to install to get goosed on here? Otherwise we'll just use the Goose web for now. So let me change the Docker file here real quick. We'll just run Goose web until we hear from Max.
Yeah, because I'm
Looks
not
like we can.
familiar with Goose D, but I'd be happy to learn about it.
Yeah, same. So yeah, we'll just do Goose Web for the time being until we get Max on here. So let's dive in a little more. So we got our config, and then we should also build that Goose hints file. Or actually, you have one, right? So are you
Yeah, I
gonna?
have one, so you don't
Okay.
even need to. Like, I think you can just edit it once.
Yep, that's fine. So we'll pull that in once you get. Let me remove this local README.
As
So
usual,
yeah,
I'm using Goose to push the code. So,
yeah. All right. Are you pushing it to like a Rizel branch?
yeah.
Okay, sweet. So I'll just pull that in then as you get that stuff going. All right, so our container's done. So if we do Docker run, let's see, we're not gonna have to worry about this, but I do want to pass in my Google API key, and then we can just try Goose real quick and make sure that this is actually gonna work. So I'm just gonna do like, say hello to live chat, Goose. All right, it says, hello, I'm ready to help. So we have Goose working in Docker at this point. So I need one of those, like, that was easy buttons. I need like one of those to just slap on my desk from time to time. So we got our Docker container up and going. We need to double check that this is going to work on port 8080. So if I load up localhost on port 8080, okay, site can't be reached. So we need to double check whether, zoom in on this. So we need to double check whether Goose Web is actually running when we're doing this.
It might have been that I forced Goose Web to run on 8080. Like, I might have done like Goose Web and then like run on 8080. So I don't
Yeah, no
really
worries.
necessarily remember. But you could ask Goose. You can ask Goose.
Yep.
What port does Goose Web run on?
Okay. So what port does Goose Web expose or need?
And they pushed up my branch. It's called Add Goose Lab.
All right. Oh, I think Goose is trying to figure out whether it's already running or not. So let's stop this and say,
Oh, sorry. When I said ask Goose, I meant like be within the Goose repo. Do you have it downloaded for
yeah,
yourself? Yeah, I usually I usually open a new window, ask Goose within. I can ask Goose right now, actually. Let me do that. You can pull my repo if you want. I mean my
yep,
branch while I
yeah.
ask Goose.
Okay, I got Goose looking through its source code here too.
Okay, cool.
It's gonna go. Well, it's gonna take a minute to go examine that. So let me do git pull. So can find remote reference. Oh, wait.
That's funny.
Rejected. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Git pull.
That sounds like Max is here.
That sounds like Max.
I am here.
Hey,
What's up,
Max.
Max?
I'm doing good. You know, I'm procrastinating writing documents. So I saw a stream and I found like, oh, this is more important. I need to do
This
this.
is way more important.
You should get Goose to write your documentation for you.
I tried it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do it again. Sometimes it
Right.
overhypes me, which is a problem. Anyway, I've seen you doing some stuff, and I didn't want to type that long about Goose D. Goose D is only a part of the UI package, so you need to pull the UI version and then unpack it from a zip.
Oh, okay. How different is running Goose D from running Goose Web?
Essentially, when you start Goose D agent, it's going to be a web server running. And then you would need to talk to it on a port.
So this will allow us to still kind of recreate what we had before.
Well, it's not going to have a UI.
Oh, we need a UI.
Right.
I mean, I assume you wanted to build your own.
Okay. I see.
Or you want to just port through the existing web?
I think I wanted to port through, but Ian, you let me know too.
So we have a couple things here. Like we want to be able to use Goose in the web, but then we need to be able to do that preview or something like, if somebody's interacting with Goose and they say like, go build me a little video game or something, how do we let them see that also coming from the Docker container? So the launcher from that lab, I think, was using a WebSocket. So we're going to have to figure out how do we get that WebSocket connection into the Docker container so that when we run this HTML, that it can do the WebSocket through the container to actually like look at the preview of what they're making and so on.
I don't think we were. Well, I don't remember setting up a WebSocket for this. I think this is just the iframe.
Because we need. Well, we need two iframes, right? We need one for Goose Web, and then we need another one to pull up the preview of what the user made.
Yeah. These are two iframes in here. So like,
so probably then you can go with the CLI and don't listen to me rambling. I was just saying, I've seen Docker run GooseD as a web server, but the UI is different. You probably use their Slack bot, right? That's what it does.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're still welcome to hang out with us on the stream and like give us some deeper Goose knowledge for sure.
Oh yes, this is more important.
And Goose Web runs on 3000 by default. I just forced it to run on 8080.
Okay.
Oh, let me stop sharing.
Well, it looks like something else already changed it to 3000 here. So I pulled in your branch. So your branch wasn't called Rizel. The branch was called
Add Goose
Lab. Yeah. So I pulled that down. So we got all those files as well. How many of these files do we need to push into the Docker container, I wonder? Or is all of this stuff local? This is all stuff that...
I'll show you what it is, and you tell me if you think it's valuable, but I think it's all mostly needed. All right. So hold on, let me just zoom in. One of them is, get out of here, the different challenges that Ebony set up in like a little JSON file. Basically, this like shows what session each person's on. I don't know if we'll still need this. This was like essentially how it was for We Are developers, so that every time someone refreshes, it'll start a brand new session for them. But I think we can leave it at that, and we can go back and like edit it in the future if we have like figure out like, there's different ways. We have the Goose hints file where it says like only create index HTML files, and here's where you want the actual projects that you build to show up at.
Okay. So I also did not get that Goose hints file in the branch that you pushed.
Really?
Yeah. What? If you go back to my screen, it pulled in the assets image for the Goose logo. It pulled in current session JSON for challenges. It pulled in node modules. And then it pulled in like most of these files down here, like the Goose launcher, package lock, and the session stuff and start challenge and so on. But I don't see a Goose hints file.
What? I wonder if that's in the git ignore or something. It's okay. I'll just send this over to you on Slack or something.
Sure.
That sucks. Let's see. Ian.
Just letting you know if that works. I think you should go further. Have you seen the thing from Cursor since yesterday? They posted like they made a designer at Cursor made an web OS, like a fully fledged retro operating system, and it has like AI built in, and it's so cool. And like, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, let's do it. That's kind of cool though.
It is cool.
Look this up.
All right, so let's go make a Goose file. All right, so we have a current session ID, read the challenges, parse the JSON. Okay, so we're gonna have to push challenges. I'm just trying to think of the other things that we need to add to the Docker file as far as like what to copy over there. So, let's do this. I'm gonna have to build like an app folder or something to put all this stuff in Docker. Okay. So we'll do, so in here, we're gonna have like a work dir, and we're just going to call that like /app, and we're just going to start copying stuff into here. So then we will copy over. We need our Goose hints file, and then what else are we going to copy?
The
Well, we're
Goose
going
launcher
to need to.
HTML.
Yes, we need to build app. Was it challenges? And then copy challenges. Well, I'm just going to copy everything from there into app challenges. It'll probably be fast. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's probably gonna be faster to copy over these existing node modules than to have the Docker container pull them down the first time.
I was gonna say that too, actually.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've heard that in a while.
And then I'm just gonna copy like all the shell scripts and the JSON files. Oops, helps if you spell things right. And we'll copy the JavaScript into app, and then we'll make. Can Docker's copy command do a recursive copy? That's something I don't know.
I think it should if you do everything under. Yeah, I think so. By the way, this is we're not endorsing the practice of pushing your node modules into your repo.
Yeah, of course. Like, well, we kind of already gave the caveat of like this is just proof of concept. So
this is just an idea. Oh wow, the web OS you showed me is really nice. I don't even want to show it off. Goose is better.
Yeah, no. It is like, credit is due where credit is due. It is really cool, and I mean the AI age is upon us, so we can do whatever.
Okay, so it looks like the copy is recursive by default. So I should just be able to say copy challenges, app challenges, and then copy node modules.
Did you grab will the HTML file be included too?
It will be, yep.
Okay, cool.
Start.html. We could just do copy space dot, and that'll just copy everything over. But that would put the config and the Docker file in there as well, and we don't really need those. Because the config is going into a different path. The Goose hints will help us kind of keep the guardrails on there as well. So yeah, actually that needs to go to app, because that's where everything else is going to run. And then we're going to need to tell it that it needs to use that path as kind of the working directory. Can we do a cd command in here? There we get Docker to.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, use Goose.
Do like. I forget if Docker has like a. Well, it has the work dir.
But you're like, does it have like
everything from there? Oh no, it looks like that's all we need is just the work dir defined at the top.
Cool.
I'm just thinking like if we put the Goose hints file in there and then we're saying like from this path run Goose web, then it should use the Goose hints file from that path. The other thing is we could move that Goose hints into this root config path, and then it'll just use those hints like anytime we try to use Goose at all within the Docker container. So I think we should be okay there. All right, so let's go rebuild the Docker container. So we'll redo Docker build. All right, so it failed. Unknown structure to make a directory. Oh, it doesn't have make dir? I don't think I need to actually make that first. I think it should just do that for us. I think we can just do dot on there. Let's try that. Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. Perfect.
Oh, we should get some background music going here too. Well.
Oh, I got you. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me find some music some pre-made music from StreamYard. Let's see what night driving is.
No, we need to find an AI generated stream of continuous lo-fi. Come on.
Right.
Go all the way with the AI theme.
That could be another live stream idea, is get Goose to generate lo-fi and like stream it through Tidal or something like that.
Yeah. One person on the Goose off said she tells Goose to play her hype music like beforehand.
Oh, I know there's this framework for JavaScript, I believe. What's its name? Which generates music from code.
Oh, I only know about Sonic
From
5.
code. Wow.
No. I'll find it. I've seen Primegen use it. It's fun.
Cool.
Okay. I've actually got one that I run here. So I've got a whole bunch of Docker containers that I run here at home for things like, meal prep and menus and stuff like that. And I've got one that is a JavaScript app that will generate like white noise. And so you just give it like what kind of white noise you want or whatever, and it just generates it on the fly through JavaScript, and it'll just play forever, kind of thing too. So I imagine we could probably use a tool like that to just generate actual music.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Sonic Pi Net. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. All right, so our new container is done. So if we do is it Docker run? So we need to pass that Gemini API key through. I think run is going to expect a command though. Oh no, there we go. Okay, so we have it exposing. Oh wait, this is exposing 5,000. Wait, serving Flask app. Oh wait, wrong container name. This was Goose Web. It needs a config file.
Wait.
Oh, so Goose. Oh, yeah. So it's a problem with the command that we're giving to Docker to run Goose. So this somehow auto-completed, but I don't think we need this. I think it's going to use that by default.
Okay.
So let me go do a build. And then let's go run. All right. So supposedly running on port 3000.
Let's go see it.
Come over here and go to localhost 3000.
Oh, hello.
Nothing. We got nothing. As an old coworker of mine would say, nada enchilada. All right, so we know that Goose is working because we can Control C to stop.
We see it. We see the log.
Well, yeah, we see that it's running. Start a Goose web server. We see the Goose logo, so we know that it's running on 3000, but for some reason it's not exposing it. One thing I'm thinking is it's running it as 127, and maybe it needs to be like 0.0.0.0.
Maybe.
So we need to figure out, is there a way to tell Goose Web to bind to all IP addresses?
This is where I would ask Goose. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Goose,
right.
Why is it not working?
Yeah, so
we got some commenters reminding us what's that thing called. It's called Strudel CC. And that's so cool. So I'm pretty sure Goose can. Okay, cool. I'm pretty sure Goose can write Strudel music.
Strudel. CC.
Container seems to run.
I've always been looking for like doing live coding music, so this is interesting. All
right. So I sent this over to Goose. So we'll see what Goose says. So I basically said running Goose Web on the Docker container seems to run. We can't access it on port 3000, and kind of gave it like this output here that we saw that it was actually working. Yeah. And it said to, yep, it's binding to 127. It needs to bind to 0. So it says that we can do this host 00. All right. It keeps scrolling for me automatically.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it looks like we just need to add this host command at the end.
Which is what you were saying earlier, right?
Well, that's what I thought. So let's see. Did it actually? Oh, it actually changed the Docker file for me.
Look who's here. Right. Sorry, look at the screen. Sorry to interrupt you.
Hey, Lazar. What's going on, my friend? Lazar's a buddy of ours, works over at Sentry. Good to have Lazar hanging out. All right, let's see whether that worked. I don't know whether it rebuilt the thing for me or not. So let's do Docker build again, just in case, and then we'll do the Docker run. All right, so it says it's on 3000. Come back over here and hit reload, and we still got nothing. Now I'm trying to access that as localhost 3000, which it should work. So we can say it's bound to 0000 3000. But when I call localhost 3000 in my browser, I don't see anything.
Max is like, I told y'all use Goosey. I don't know.
All right, so it's going to check that it's actually running. It should see it running. Yep, sees the Goose web going here. I can see the issue. Your containers are running. The ports are not mapped to the host. Okay, so containers are running with expose 3000, but without port mapping. I thought that's what expose did. All right, so it's going to go through. It looks like it's going to try and fix some of this for us. Docker containers not mapping to the port. Yep, you told us that already.
Oh, it's a looping.
Oh yeah, it's lately Claude has been doing that, repeating
Gotcha.
itself, and it feels like it helps it, even though it's annoying.
It's like feeding its own feedback back into itself.
Yeah, but it's a Claude thing. Like if you switch to GPT, that goes away.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been happening to me a lot.
All right. So now we should see something like this. So it's giving us new instruction to go run it. Yeah, I don't want this though. I want to use my existing thing.
I know.
So
why is this? It's like try a different API.
I'm gonna say use this as the command. What do
It's
I
Claude.
add?
It's Anthropic propaganda.
Yeah, and OpenAI for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so it's giving me the new command here. Let me copy that real quick and paste. Nope, that didn't do it. It's this one that we want. Oh, it's telling me to go to 8080. No, I want to use 3000 locally as well. All right. So the problem was that I didn't have this port binding here when I actually told Docker to go run the container.
Okay.
So now hopefully come back here and reload. Hey, look at that. We got Goose in a browser, everybody running through Docker.
Hey, perfect. All
Hi,
right.
Goose. Say hello to the live stream chat. Hello, live stream chat. Hope you're all having a great day. How can I help you? All right.
Awesome.
So we are up and running inside of Docker using Goose Web.
Yeah.
So now if we tell it that we want to build an app, it should use the rules in our Goose hints file. So it's saying like do the current session and so on. Use the session ID to create a directory.
Yeah.
Create
But do we want to do like the web app?
Yes, but then we need to figure out how do we access that generated web app through port 3000.
Hold on, let me double check that this is how I was doing it. Can you open the script that says start challenge?
Start challenge, yep.
And okay, there it is. Basically, the start challenge thing runs Goose Web, and we can just change that to say 3000 instead.
Yes. Well, we'd say 3000 here, and then we had to give it that the host of zeros, so 0.0.0.0. So that'll run that in the background, and then we can tell it to run this script instead.
Yeah.
And then, but this is trying to open a launcher in the browser, which we don't need to do.
Oh yeah. So we can
because
take that
we
out.
want this script to run inside the Docker container, so we can take this part out.
Yeah.
And then it looks like it's got some cleanup in here. It's trying to do. But it looks like we need the Goose launcher locally on my system instead. So I would need to access Goose launcher from my disk path, I guess. So we'll give that a shot. Let me just comment this out for now.
And see what happens.
So we are copying over that shell script here, but we need to Take these out because we're passing those in already. And then instead of running Goose Web, we need to run start challenge.sh.
I don't know if it will work, but let's see.
Hey, what's the worst that could happen?
Right.
Okay, Control C to stop. Come on. Ruh-roh.
Oh, sometimes Goose Web gets stuck like that. I forget what I do. I think I was just closing the terminal. I'm not gonna lie.
Try CMDX.
Try which, Max?
CMD and
Command
then X.
X. Command X. Sometimes
Command
it kills the
X?
shell. Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to kill the terminal. I was just going to stop the Docker container.
You might have to kill the terminal.
It's a
Yeah.
bug.
Yeah.
So in my Docker desktop, oh, there it goes. It stopped.
Okay.
I just went into Docker desktop and like kept mashing the stop button on it and it stopped. All right, so let's go rebuild that. And then we'll go run that again. Failed to create task for the container. Okay, why?
Hi, best codes. Also, one YouTuber mentioned us using ngrok or Cloudflare tunnel. Error failed to create shim task.
It's not in path. Yeah, it can't find the start challenges agent path.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it was in the current working folder though, because we're copying everything into that app folder. And
yeah,
we should
but
do it
isn't
from there,
it?
so.
Isn't it? Oh yeah, it should be in the root.
Yeah, I'll just tell it /, because our working directory is that app path. So let me go try that. Yeah,
When
there we
I
go.
do,
Okay.
yeah, when I usually do Docker like that and I copy stuff, I usually like to just start it, go into the Docker, and explore the file system
Gotcha.
to see if it
All right.
copied where I wanted it.
So
That's
let me
fair.
go grab that path that we need, and then see we have videos.
Best Code says he loves your background. Also, when did you get this new background? Did you put it on before you hopped on the live stream? Did you make it before
Mine?
that? Yeah.
That one was for the perception for this live stream with Ian.
Oh, you already
You
did
see,
it.
it's looking and listening.
It's watching and listening and peeking through his files and stuff. Yeah. We really have to switch over to this view and like turn off the title tag, because I like the one peeking in his filing cabinet the most.
Yes, that's Joey.
Yeah. Joey. Yeah, that's right. That was a great live stream. Go check that out on YouTube. All right, so Docker exec IT burned in your muscle memory. Yeah, for sure. All right. Oops.
Oh,
Wanted to
it's
go
just
to
me.
this one. There we
you
go. Cool. So I launched the Goose launcher here, but it did not show Goose in here. So now I'm wondering if that HTML file needs to be changed to tell it like which port to go look at Goose.
I think so.
So let's go take a look at what we're expecting to see here. So you said this was in an iframe, Rizel?
Yeah. Goose, I completely vibe coded it though.
Come on, Command F it.
Yeah.
All
Search
right,
for the
fine.
word.
Iframe.
There we go. Chat
Well, it just
session.
says chat frame.
Then it's somewhere in JavaScript, right?
All right.
Yeah.
So
Command Shift F.
localhost 3737 for update session. Do I just change all these to 3000 now?
I guess so.
And
Oh, I remember why I
leave the
did
readme
this. I had way too many localhost servers running, so I just picked a random number. I was like,
Oh,
what
okay.
did I?
So it's better now. It says it refused to connect. So now we can just figure out why that is.
Why?
I'm wondering.
Yeah.
I'm wondering. Is it a cores issue or something?
Most likely.
Yeah.
When you pipe through Docker, it's probably.
Chat frame up here says 8080, so we need to go find that iframe. So let's go look for 8080. It's here. This needs to be 3000.
Told you it's in JavaScript.
Hey, we got Goose. We got Goose in a browser. Let's go dark theme here because it's burning out my retinas. All right.
Man of culture.
So build me a simple web page that says "Hello World." Let me zoom in
If
on
this
a little
works,
bit,
ship it. I'm kidding.
I know, right? Error. All right. So we got an error. Please retry a report to generative AI Google. Oh, wow. All right. So Gemini failed us on this one. So it's a Gemini issue. Let's just say hello.
I mean, you can go cheeky and
That worked.
without revealing anything, maybe. Oh, it's maybe a tool calling issue. You might be able to pipe your key ring into the Docker container as a secret.
I'd rather not do
Yeah,
that.
I know.
even for a proof of concept. So it looks like it is so it seems a text editor tool is not available, but the CLI version should have that developer extension there and enabled.
Maybe it's the config.
Yeah. What does your config.yaml look like?
Config file. The config file had the developer tool in there. Let's go back to. Oh, come on. All right, how do I wish.
Repeat
Okay, what the heck?
with me. VS Code UI is not great.
Yeah, like how do I get back to my
Hi,
file list?
Codes. Thanks for joining us. And because it's all zoomed in, you're a little thrown off, aren't you?
Yeah, I think there
that's
should be
why.
a side panel on the left. But the
Yeah,
panel
there's
is
supposed to
not
be a
there.
side panel. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
All
there
right.
it is.
All right. So in the config file, so we've got the developer extension in here, and it is enabled.
Interesting. That is not picking it up.
Let's ask itself which extensions are available.
Wait, you didn't have your host or anything set up, right? The Databricks host? Do you need that?
So I'm not using Databricks. I'm using Google. That's why I was passing my
yeah.
Google
Sorry.
Gemini key in here. So yeah, we've got that set up here at the
Okay.
top. I'll zoom back in so people can read that. And so when I run the container here, I'm passing my personal
your
Gemini key from my environment variable into an environment variable into the Docker container called Google API key, which Goose will then recognize in order to use Gemini. And we got it to say hello. So we know that Gemini is working, but it can't even figure out like which tools are available. So it doesn't even have enough tool calling to see what tools it can call.
I think that's because you're using Flash.
But I'm able to, so I did a couple of other videos this week where I set up that config file the exact same way, installed Goose CLI in the Docker container and had it actually running things and doing like scans of code and looking for security things and using recipes and all this stuff. So I know that works. Just for some reason, it's failing us here.
Do you have an OpenAI key in your environment?
I do. Yeah, I could pass that one through instead.
Yep.
I was gonna say if you wanted to use the open router ones. Sorry, I was thinking that this was your work version at one point. Yeah, if you wanted to use the open router one, like you can try the OpenAI, and if that doesn't work, you can use the open router ones that I have.
So what's do you know off the top of your head what the provider and stuff would be for OpenAI?
OpenAI.
Just
OpenAI.
Yeah.
And then what model would I use here?
GPT-4.1.
4.1.
Yeah.
Okay. And then let me go figure out from here. So I have a personal open API key. And then what do we need to call that API key on the system side? Is it just open API or OpenAI API key?
That depends on how you save it.
No, it's what does Goose expect to see as an environment variable is what I'm asking.
Oh, just a sec. I think it's
like,
OpenAI key.
OpenAI API key or something like that, I think.
Eh,
I think so.
I haven't set it up in a long while, so
So
let's
my
see. Guides,
so
providers.
on mine, I usually just add this personal sort of prefix on here. So I'm wondering if it's just API key all one word or if it's API underscore key. So if
I
anybody
thought
in
it was
chat
underscore.
It is
Sam,
OpenAI _ API _ key.
Yeah.
yep, and thank you to Sam as well who shared that in chat. So all right, so let's try OpenAI.
A command's not found.
Start challenge. So something in the start challenge isn't
Yeah,
there.
no. Look
Oh,
at
it
your
doesn't have a
key.
node.
Oh, what?
So it's complaining that node isn't installed in the Docker container. So I think trying to copy over the node modules maybe didn't work, or maybe we need to tell Docker specifically to install node.
How did
So
it
let's
just
do
work?
Node.js. I'm just going to tell it to add this in here. Let's also do npm.
But how was it
And-
running it before? What?
How was it running before? Well, the Goose web was its own web server, and I'm
Oh, yeah.
running the HTML on my local browser, and so we didn't need it to run Node.
But now we do that. It's making calls and stuff. Okay. Tool calls.
Yeah. So we'll see if this helps. So I'm just rebuilding the Docker container here, and then we'll try and reload the browser and see what happens. Max, can you give us any teasers on any new Goose related things for the people who tuned in?
I've been working on the backend side for a long time right now. I'm building in telemetry. So you could set up telemetry for yourself. OpenAI Open Telemetry still takes time.
Yeah.
It's not
gonna...
flashy and cool, but it's something useful for enterprises.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So is LangFuse like an alternative option, but we're going to... Oh, it's not an option.
LangFuse is already built in.
Okay.
I just severely don't like it.
Oh.
Yeah. So for the telemetry, will like an enterprise version have it turned on, but in the open source one, it'll be a setting of whether you want it turned on for something?
It's essentially, yeah. The idea is to have a setting, and you can just point it to whatever your open telemetry sync is, and it's going to drop all of the metrics and everything into there.
Okay. All right. So it looks like Goose is running with GPT 4.1. But then when we try to run our script, we can't find module node events. So it looks like it's throwing some kind of error there. Let's check it anyway. Let's just see what happens in here. Say hello. All right, so ChatGPT is working. So we can say build a simple HTML page that says hello world. All right, so it's giving us the plan, and yeah, the tool calling on that's working fine. So it was a problem with Gemini.
Boo.
All right. So it says it's working. It gave us the file name, but yeah, our preview down here is not working.
What if you press refresh?
I need to click refresh preview. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
okay.
So this is where so it's just
this is an iframe issue.
Okay, another iframe. All right, well, we have a couple of iframes here. Let's go see. So that one's just the camera microphone, I guess, for if we're doing like the webcam thing.
Yeah, to make the webcam app.
Okay, so again, I need to dive into, well, that's the chat frame. What's the other one actually called? Preview frame?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go look for preview frame. We got the CSS for it. We got the actual iframe. And then that says it's connecting to 3000. That one's just end the session.
There's one.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Let's look for any other 3737s. Yeah, session writer. We've got a port in here, and we got this one here. So we've got a couple more that we need to change out. So 3000 here, and then this session writer. Looks like maybe we need to change that to 3000 as well.
Environment variables. They exist for a reason.
Yeah, no, I kind of I did this super fast. Okay.
All right, so make me an unhinged HTML page that says "Hello World." So we're like vibe coding inside our vibe coding. This is very meta.
Yeah.
We should have called our live stream Inception or something like that.
We're vibe coding inside of something we vibe coded. Yep. And I vibe coded like this entire, well, not the entire thing, but part of it.
So it looks like this tool call is maybe hung because it's just sitting here right now. It says it's running, but it's not actually doing anything.
No,
oh,
it's
there it
working.
goes. Oh, it just took a minute.
All
right, so refresh preview doesn't do anything.
Did it say anything in like the console?
Yeah, the content is here. Let's go back over to the console and see what we got. No, it just says this thing's running. I mean, we still had this other error saying that something wasn't running. We can go debug that in a minute, but it says it created the file, but it's not loading down here in our app preview.
Oh, I meant
we don't see the
console. Will it show us anything or no?
In which?
The browser, the console for the browser. Is that?
I don't know what that'll actually show us anything. Let me clear this out. Let me reload this and then make another unhinged Hello World HTML page. Oh yeah, we're getting all kinds of failed to execute JSON on response, end of JSON input. This Goose launcher HTML over and over and over is just constantly churning out these errors.
I think it's the session thing because it tries to check files, but we don't have them anymore, right?
Yeah, so we don't have them, so it can't. I think.
Well, we don't have what files?
The session thing. We decided that we don't need it.
Wait, what? No, we still have the session stuff. We didn't take that out.
Didn't we?
The
challenge is I think the challenge current session, it doesn't find it, so it doesn't create one.
Well, so in the browser output that we're seeing here, there's something called check files, and that's coming up as a 404 error. So it's not serving this check files, and I'm wondering if that's related to this problem that we're seeing here, where it couldn't find this module node events. Like it was failing to start something when we started launching this thing. So I'm wondering if it's related to that, because we're getting this 404 error when we're trying internally to like do this check files thing for that session ID, which I'm guessing is needed for this preview. I thought it was a WebSocket, but it looks like it's a polling mechanism. So something in here is failing. Oh no, it is a WebSocket. There's a WebSocket going. So something in here is failing for this check files endpoint. It's coming up as a 404. So we need to go figure out what this check files is and where that endpoint is coming from. So port 3000 is Goose Web. So what is check files? Is that something that we have made? Is that what the node process is supposed to be exposing as a path? Maybe that needs to be the 3737.
Give me a quick second.
I think we got two things going on here.
Hold on. Let me search. Where is it?
While you're all doing this, I told you about Goose writing music with Strudel. So
have you been vibe coding this all along?
Yeah. No, it was vibe
coding. You're not
coding.
doing your documentation. Okay, let's see.
I don't know if it's gonna play sound. I think it should because it's a tab.
Oh, let me stop the sound that we have going.
Can you hear it?
Yep.
That's all written by Goose and Strudel.
What did you prompt it?
I just told it to create me a web UI with music written in Strudel and write some music for me.
Oh wow.
That's hilarious.
The stop button doesn't really work though. Hardcore assault.
I hate it.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
I know. I have no idea what
That,
it
that was
wrote. I didn't
cursed.
listen
That one's
to it.
cursed for sure.
This one's cursed too.
Sounds like something my kid would write. Yep.
They got. Let me see what other songs they got. This is cool though.
I mean, again, this is the taste Goose has, right? I
Yeah,
didn't write that music. Yeah, it's not dubstep, but whatever.
That's pretty close to like some good arcade music though, like some good old 8-bit
Yeah,
arcade.
I think it only is good with like, what is industrial? Yeah, it's not a musician.
But it tried. It's a coder. I think.
That's pretty
Do you
fun.
guys want to take a stop here and then we come back another day? Because we've been.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been going for a little bit here. So, I mean, we got a lot of the way on this. Like, we got Goose working in a browser from Docker. It's just that live session thing doesn't work. But
Yeah.
we are able, like, even just before we added this other stuff, we were able to just get Goose Web working and being able to interact with that while it's running in a Docker container. So, yeah, I think
Do you want
we
to
can
push
call
this
that.
up?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let me
We can call it a
here,
success.
stop the stuff.
Good job, Ian. Because I didn't do anything but hang out. And thank you, Max.
So I'll add my Docker. We'll add the OpenAI config, and we'll add. Should I add the changes to the other scripts and stuff, or I think I'll leave your original versions alone?
You can edit it because I have my own repo with all the stuff, so it's not gonna bother me.
Yeah, actually, and next time, yeah, because we'll have these files. We'll actually, I'll just add. Normally, I don't like doing add dot, but I think for the sake of this, we'll be all right. So let's just commit work in progress. And then we will get push.
Y'all gotta tell Goose to add all. I'd be like, get Goose, just push this all up.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's in the public repo. So let me go grab this if people want to go check it out, because there's no secrets stored in here. So if you want to go check it out, it's under my own GitHub. So it's under Ian Douglas, and then it's just Goose Web Docker, and we'll get some of the other stuff kind of fixed up on another live stream. I think it'd be fun to see if we can get that preview pane going. I have a feeling that like we were running Goose Web on port 3000, and I think that's conflicting with the iframe that's trying to connect to the node process that's supposed to be running in the background that was on port 3737. And I think we just got confused. I think we just got confused over like what's running on which port, because I think that preview needs to be port 3737, but that means we need a node process running on 3737. I think that might be where we got some of our communication crossed. So.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I had Goose Web on 8080, and then I had the other iframes on port 737.
Yeah, I think that. So I think that's why. So the preview would still come up with all of that. So yeah, it'll be fun to tinker on this a little bit more next time.
Cool, awesome. Thanks everyone for stopping by.
I like hanging with you.
Yeah, come hang out.
Thanks
with
for joining us, Max.
Often.
Yeah, for sure. And anybody else. And anybody else out there, if you ever want to procrastinate on your documentation, come hang out with us on live stream. But you will need to give us some deep dark secrets about up and coming stuff in Goose and stuff like that, or have some fun background images like Max. So Max is setting the bar for us for having impromptu guests. So
all right, y'all. Have a great day. Bye.
Thanks, Rizel. See ya.